The government looks set to enforce a ban on upskirting. Now, that's taking a picture or a video up someone's clothing without their permission, despite the bill having been initially blocked by a Tory MP. The new law would result in a maximum punishment of 2 years in prison for the crime, with the more serious offenders going on the sex offenders register. So will this make the difference? Because it's certainly something that a lot of people have felt very passionately about over the past few days. Janet, what do you think?
Looking at the woman who's led the campaign, I completely sympathise with her, and I can see what a horrible experience it is to be photographed without your permission and to have someone sticking a camera around your knee area. It's awful. But I have to say that I do not necessarily agree with enacting a law specifically for that, when there are other laws already in existence to do with public decency and public disorder which can be applied. And I also find it incredible that the Prime Minister, who's got so much on her plate at the moment, is going to make parliamentary time this Thursday to reintroduce this bill. It's not that I think that there's anything OK about upskirting. I think it's a revolting practice. And interestingly, in Scotland, they've had a law relating to this for almost a decade. But of course, you think, well, maybe they brought that law in because of men wearing kilts, not because of women wearing short skirts. But you know what bothers me about it is by bringing in this law, isn't this another thing saying women can't look after themselves, that we can't, like, spot it happening?
We were talking about this earlier on. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I think what's really important is, I don't know if anybody saw Jeanette Winston do her lecture last week, and she did this incredible lecture, which was basically entitled, "Don't protect me, respect me." And we really need to be pushing, don't we, a culture of respect. We're equal citizens. Do I need protecting? I should far rather be respected.
Yeah. What do you think?
I just don't know how it would be enforced, because a guy takes, or a girl takes a picture of up your skirt and then deletes the picture, then what? You know, where's the evidence?
That's all difficult. However, we are sitting here discussing it on the telly with a potential 2 years criminal, going to prison for 2 years, maybe on the sex offenders register. Maybe that in itself will in some way stop one of these idiots that's doing it. I mean, I on one night out, I was getting into a black cab and Frank was with me, and this guy took a photograph and I don't wear short skirts. There wasn't even a short skirt excuse here. I was just wearing a skirt. And as we all know, getting into a taxi in any kind of a skirt, it's slightly awkward sometimes. And this guy took a photograph right up my skirt, and you can imagine the heated debate that happened with Frank afterwards with him. And when I got into the car, I thought, what is that picture worth to anyone other than trying to get a really bad angle of you and to be invasive?
Was it published?
I think it actually was.
So there's
a slight element of hypocrisy here, that the newspapers that are talking about the upskirting law, some of them on their website regularly publish. And going back more than 20 or 25 years, I experienced that as I came out of a restaurant or a club, I got into a taxi and someone lay on the ground and photographed up my skirt, and I'm not embarrassed to say I kicked them.
Yeah.
I kicked them, but the person taking the photo was a woman.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's all folks. It was a woman, a female paparazzi.
We talk about creating laws. I want to know where the law stands. If I see someone taking a picture up my skirt, what are my rights to grab the camera off them and smash it? Or to give them a shove? I mean, if I do that, do I then get done for some sort of criminal...
Like Janet did.
Well, yes,
exactly. Done for assault.
Yes. But, you know, that's actually something else I would want to look into, because you have a right, certainly, to defend your own personal space, surely.
Yeah. But we talk about, obviously, in your case, the picture was published, and that's such a massive invasion of privacy. But for all of us here, if we discovered that somebody had taken a photo up your skirt... I mean, I have been the victim of somebody, a doctor actually, taking secret footage of me in his consultancy room. And, you know, it's a massive, massive invasion of privacy. And we need to be setting an example. It's not OK.
But that
doctor was prosecuted.
He was prosecuted and he was jailed. So I do think that we need to be discouraging men who think it's funny or entertaining. I mean, you're getting into the revenge porn territory here. With where is that picture going to go? You have no control over it, and that's what really troubles me. I understand it's not necessarily policeable.
Yeah,
but
I do feel that with revenge porn and a lot of this new legislation, it'd be interesting to take a rain check 2 or 3 years down the line and see how many prosecutions there are, how many successful ones. Also, given the fact that the police already are having trouble in court cases breaking down because they haven't taken into account telephone logs and so on, and they're having to go back and retry some cases. I wonder, how they're going to be able to manage this. I really do, given the fact that police resources are very stretched at the moment.
And also, I don't mean to be, say anything disgusting here, but if someone did take a picture and it went to court, how are you going to prove that's you? Do you know what I mean?
oh, I see.
Yeah, no, there's lots of issues. I just think that if we're talking about it and there's in any way a kind of a deterrent, I'm for it. I just think that, yes, make it a law, and some sort of idiot that wants to do it can potentially get thrown into prison for 2 years and put on an offenders register. I'll take that, to be honest. Yeah.